I'm curious to hear more about anything else that you think will be beneficial for students to know and or for us as advisors to know as we continue to support students who are interested in going in the same industry that you're currently in.
Technology is really connected with our everyday lives nowadays, right? Because we have something that we call a software defined business, right? Meaning that every company in the world today is having to become a software defined business, meaning that their primary value proposition or product is being delivered via software, right? So if we look at some of the everyday consumer products that we use today, whether it's Uber, right? The value proposition is just simply a software connecting people who want to go somewhere with drivers that have a car available. If we look at, the another product that we use every day, like Netflix, right? That's simply just an application, right? Compared to, older companies like Blockbuster, etc. If you look at other examples, whether it's Amazon Shopping, right? It's simply a software connecting people who want to buy something with people who are selling something, right? And so, technology is really all around us, right? You don't necessarily have to, go into it from a technical standpoint, but just from even a business perspective, because I'm in sales, right? Meaning that it's my job to with companies, um, work with companies to, bring our products to them to make sure that we're able to help them become successful, right? So as I mentioned before, working with some of the major, telcos or communication service providers around the world, we help them, move to things like 3G, 4G, and 5G, right? So during times like the whole COVID-19, people are able to use WebEx without any problems. People are able to binge watch their favorite shows on Netflix or Amazon Prime without any major buffering delays, right? But you actually need someone to sell those solutions to a Netflix that enable them to deliver their product or value proposition via that application that you log on to on your phone or on your laptop, right? So technology is all around us and is something that we should really embrace. And it's fairly a low hanging fruit to get into because most companies are going to train you on whatever you want to go into, right? So whether you study sociology or you studied, French or whatever your degree was in, all aspects or all different types of people are needed at these companies to help them be successful, right? So you don't necessarily need to be an engineer. You don't necessarily need to be a computer science major, right? You need people who are able to translate some of those technology texts in various languages, right? Or if I'm a company and I'm looking to go into a new country or region, I need people who can help me tailor my product to that specific region, right? To make sure that we have what they call localization. And if you don't have someone who's maybe lived internationally or studied internationally or who knows something about that culture, how are you going to make that product relate to people in those specific regions? It's one of the reasons why, even though Facebook may be a very popular application worldwide, right? But if you go to certain countries, they have their own version of Facebook, right? And so, you look at Uber, you go to different countries, they have their own version of Uber, right? So you need that localization, and that only comes when you have people who are able to connect and relate to, some of these different local regions.